That was not supposed to be the theme. uh, wah. So,
we're going to do a different version of the theme to set up what's going on later.
And that didn't happen. You know why that didn't happen?
We forgot.
I forgot. Do you know why I forgot?
Because the basement's flooded.
Because my basement's flooded.
Half
the basement.
That half.
So Sean and I descended the bulkhead to come down and set up and get things going. And
went for a swim.
Yep.
I opened up the door and I looked straight ahead, and there is a lot of water in my basement. Luckily, it has not yet penetrated the recording area.
We got lucky.
But it's on its way.
Yeah.
And it seems to be the other side of the basement that is the most affected.
It's a good thing that we're not set up on that side.
Yeah. So I called the plumber, and he suggested shutting off the water heater. So I will not have hot water until Monday.
Ooh.
So showering will be interesting.
Yeah.
Mom, expect some company.
It'll be cold.
I think I'll have Jay boil some water and then throw it on me while I'm in the
Turn around. Shh. Okay, we're good.
while I'm in the shower. Just Well,
That's the furnace.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is the furnace, I think.
Yes.
It's
Separate. They're separate.
So I mean, I was great. Honestly, I was very thankful my plumber even picked up the phone.
It was cool to talk to you through it.
Yeah. And he talked me through it, and he's like, here's how you shut off your water heater.
Turn this.
We have to, like, manually drain it, which Jay is doing right now. Poor Jay.
Jay's our hero.
Jay is the hero.
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
I'm watching him as we speak. Is it not working? Oh, it's not working. Okay. Well, I mean, he was gonna call you back, so I don't know.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's got his phone with him.
Yeah. I can't go look. I'm here.
Preoccupied.
I am. So how's everybody else doing?
Better.
Better. Better.
Yeah.
I see.
Doing good.
I mean,
Just
I could have sworn he said you just put a hose on the thing and then turn the little valve or the
That's a
screw
long
or
hose,
something. It is a long hose.
it'll take a while for the.
Long time.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't want to be an armchair plumber. Well, I'm sitting there
Backseat
like,
driver.
yeah.
Take the I-95. I don't want to.
That's how a lot of divorces happen.
What, being a backseat plumber? He's like, yep, that's exactly it.
It's like when you get a new shelf or something to put together.
Yeah.
You don't do it. You don't do it together. One of you do it, and the other one leave.
You got to be real secure to put furniture together. But on to other things. Guess what I have obtained?
Oh.
Ta-da!
Is the Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Thank you. All right.
One guy's really happy on that one.
All right. We're getting a little.
How'd you acquire that?
How did I acquire that?
Yeah.
Who's your hero in this one?
That would be my dad.
Way to go, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
My dad found it
Hi,
at
Mom.
My dad found it at a little convenience store
Set up, Joe.
Where?
in East Bridgewater, of all places.
Oh,
I said, I've looked on the moon. I haven't been able to find it.
couldn't find it in Shrewsbury.
So I've waited. I actually just got them the other.
Actually?
Nikki delivered them to me the other day, and I said I'm gonna wait for the podcast so I can drink it.
Big reveal.
So I can drink it on air. So this is the first time I've had it since the last time it was out, which is like 20-something years ago.
20-something years ago? Damn.
The other funny thing is, both Tara and I contacted the Pepsi company
It's-
Yeah.
asking if they'd be willing to sponsor us. 2 weeks later, we haven't heard much.
It tastes like grape
Looks like grape.
with a little. I'm not sure what that has to do with the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oops.
Celebration, I want to guess.
Someone got a little overzealous.
Yeah, I did.
See how much funnier it is when it's just random?
So it's citrusy grapey.
Citrusy grape.
Citrusy grapey.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't drinking when the horn went off.
But I like it. Yeah. I was looking online because Pepsi has like a locator on their website. And
So is it out permanently, or is it another like limited
no,
edition
it's
again?
it's limited. It's only going to be out for a couple months.
Damn.
Naturally.
Stock up.
If I could find it, I would.
Dad found it.
Oh, if they sponsor us, they might send us a case. We can
So-
promote it. Like, really promote it.
According to their website, a lot of the some stores in Rhode Island have cases of it. So
To Rhode Island!
I know. I'm like, I may have to go to Rhode Island.
To the car.
Bundy road trip!
I may have to go to the Rhode Island and try to obtain some cases.
That's
There
the
you
one
go.
thing she's going to do tomorrow.
Well, Jay has a birthday party to go to.
Drop him off on the
But-
way.
Is the shrug about the birthday party? Are you not going now? You gonna stay home and cuddle? I mean, there's nothing else that can be done. Once it's drained. Oh. Well, I hate to say it on air, but you could probably do that at my parents' house. I don't think they'd care if you showered there. I may end up going there later to do that myself.
Five. It's
If
$5.
If we were live, I'd say ask him right now.
She's not gonna care. I guarantee you.
That's what family's for.
Yeah.
We'll go there and do it in tandem. I'll let you go first. then I'll go. We'll just take all their hot water.
He'll get it back.
You'll get it will replenish. My God. Jeez. I don't have a thing. I don't have a thing for that. It's fine.
Pick one randomly.
No, it's fine. You gonna go upstairs? Okay. Is it draining? No.
We're playing
Okay.
charades.
Clogged.
You think it's clogged? You
No,
think it's
empty.
empty?
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what? That could very well be because there's a shit ton of water on the floor. Yeah. Is it going down? It is. Okay.
You can talk. It's okay.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
So
At least we got him a smile.
what I understand is the water's going down. There is a lot of water, but you think the water heater is already empty.
Sweet.
Okay.
Like talking to a mime.
I would almost agree with your hypothesis.
Stuck in a box. Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's safer for you to adjourn. If I need anything, I will text you. For what?
4 syllables.
Four
Four
words. First word, I. Second word, West Side. I don't know what this means. Oh, I don't. Are you going to the bathroom or something? Oh, okay.
People are like, what
Oh,
the
I
hell
wish
is
people
going
saw
on?
that. That was awesome.
I have to use the facility.
I don't know what this means. He's throwing gang signs at me.
I thought I meant north
Crips
side.
and Bloods.
Is it
I
north?
am way too fragile.
Wait.
Well, west side
Oh.
would be up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he did an M. Like, what's M?
I don't know what the M would
I
be.
must go to the bathroom.
I don't know.
I must adjourn to the bathroom. Anyways.
So if you're just joining us, my water heater might be empty.
Yay!
He gave up and went upstairs because he has to potty
All right.
on the west
That's
side.
when the call's gonna come in.
On the west side. Well, I hope the plumber calls him and not me because I don't want to take a call on the show.
Your husband didn't answer, so I called you.
He better answer. So, this is very interesting. It's very interesting evening.
It is.
I tell you. I think it's fine as long as.
You're gonna go down, up from here. All right.
It already from here it looks less than it was earlier.
He says it's going down. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Well, when we had the basement floor, what do you call that? Cemented.
Yeah.
They purposely made it so that it would.
Yep.
Yeah. So the floor slopes slightly toward the sump pump,
Right.
so that's where all the water goes, so
Smart.
that it doesn't collect. Well,
Very
before I had dirt and it would just kind of hang out. I mean, water would just kind of chill and
It was over
here.
yeah. And so they did it that way. So the water should naturally gravitate there.
Yep.
And you missed it,
Go
man.
that way.
I had the plumber on the phone, and he's like, okay, because the sump pump has a thing almost like a toilet. It has that little ball thing,
Yeah.
That's
Connected
not
to
little.
it?
That's a big ball.
and so he's like, do you see it? And I'm like, yeah, I see it. And he's like, all right, pull the thing, and you pull the thing, and the sump pump goes off. And he's like, okay, so that works. And I'm like, yeah, it does work. Oh,
Thanks,
Jesus.
Captain.
Yeah, and I already got a price quote for that. There goes my bottom.
Damn.
Oh yeah. But I mean, things happen. What can you do, right?
That's right. You're in the red. You want to run the black.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to talk to Jay. Maybe we can split the cost or something. Oh.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah. Well,
I do 51, you do 49.
60-40.
What is this? Like we're at an auction. 20%.
80-20.
No.
Good thing you got OT, huh?
Oh, poof. You think my OT is gonna pay for this? I think
Not
not,
yet.
my friend. The OT don't pay for shit. It's not even gonna pay for the gas for the plumber to get to you. Tell you
And
what.
I use diesel. Oh,
Tell you
shit,
what.
Even more expensive.
He's very nice, and it seemed like he felt bad he couldn't come tonight either.
Yeah.
He was like,
He's at home. Yeah, I feel bad eating a steak.
well, I mean, he seemed like he felt bad. So even if he
Washing his hands in the hot water.
was lying to me, at least he was.
Boiling
know.
the lobster in hot water. You motherfucker.
I mean, like I said, at least if he was lying to me, he was lying for a good cause, because I felt better about the situation.
Other people would just not go through all that with you. They would just tell you,
I know.
I can't get there now. I can probably make it on Monday. I'll give you a call back.
Don't ever
He's
call
like-
me after 5.
Yeah, he's like, send me pictures, blah blah blah.
Explaining this, explaining that part.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, it
Nice.
seemed cool to me.
He's great. My
Two-man
Skip it.
tailor.
He's the guy who I wanted to fix, to redo my bathroom. It's just that every contractor he works with doesn't seem to want to call me back. So I'm like,
We don't want your money.
yeah, I guess not.
Oh, did the lights guy come back? Pick up the lights for the season?
Oh yeah, they've been gone
Oh,
a couple weeks now. Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
We're guys. We don't notice the shit.
it's fine.
Your tree's
It's
up.
fine.
I think, was it last week you told me?
Excuse me. I may have. Yeah, my tree is still up. I haven't had time to. Are you kidding with all my doctor's appointments? You think I have time for extracurriculars?
How was that this week?
One thing a day, besides work.
You had 2 this week, right?
I had 2 this week, yes.
And a procedure.
Two big uns.
Yeah, procedure.
I will. What? How we? Okay, so
We're halfway.
we're doing all right on time.
Eh,
So before I crack this egg, I'm gonna say, does anybody have anything pressing that they want to discuss?
I got some stuff.
Because it's gonna be a while.
I got one thing, but it won't take long.
Okay, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried.
All right, you go first. This is a treat.
It's a treat.
I got bumped from behind yesterday.
You got what?
Got bumped from behind yesterday.
Bumped from behind.
What does that mean?
Like in your car?
Car crashed into me.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Damage?
There's some white paint from her truck.
Damn.
My right tail light is cracked and there's a little piece missing.
Damn.
Not a finger!
That's basically it for me. I'll show you a couple of pictures. But, hers, she got a nice dent, and
Ooh.
above and around her wheel, it's kind of outward now.
Oh. Her fault.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even moving. I was waiting to make a turn into that road that leads to my apartments.
Okay.
Ah, yes.
I was waiting for the last 2 cars on
You
this
had your turn
side.
signal on?
Yep.
All right, good.
And while I'm sitting there, cars are coming up and behind me, then going around me. I feel like she either wasn't watching or she's
Dumb.
yeah,
Mm.
or she's
Impatient.
probably looking at her phone or whatever. But I saw her coming up
Mm.
in my mirror, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna hit me. And then she goes this way at the last second, and then bam.
How fast was she going?
My guess could be 30 to 40.
Damn.
Nasty.
No one got hurt.
No.
Damn. Just your
She's
pride.
lucky I didn't hurt her.
Wow.
But after we pulled in, first thing I did was look for Marshfield PD on my phone.
You don't have them in your phone?
They're in my
Call
phone, but
911.
that moment that I need them, I couldn't find it. So I'm using my little Siri, like, call Marshfield Police Department. What do I get back? What do you want to know about Marshfield Police Department? I want to know if you're going to call them for me. So I do it again. I get that again. I'm like, oh.
My truck's got a SOS button. Just hit a button and it'll probably come on. Are you
Welcome to
okay?
OnStar.
I don't have
My watch is supposed to have crash detection. It's supposed to call 911 for me if it detects it. I have no idea how it would detect that, though. I don't know. If I go flying through the windshield and hit the pavement.
Fill
Did
out
you
paperwork
fall?
and everything. Take pictures.
The officer that I took pictures with my phone, my car, and her car.
Right.
Yeah.
Smart.
And the main reason I call it Marshfield PD is at my police department I work at, we tell everybody, no matter how minor the accident is, call us and have it documented.
Right.
A lot of people come and they say they need the accident report, which a lot of times ain't even there. There's a call for it, but because some people say, oh, we're just going to do a paper exchange and leave it at that, they think magically a report's going to show up. It's not. And we always say, no matter how minor it is, document it, because eventually the other person is going to change the story around, and then you're going to have to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got no proof, who knows which way it's going to fall. So he showed up, an ambulance showed up.
Oh, Jesus.
Fire truck showed up. Even I told the dispatcher nobody's hurt.
Helicopters.
I'm surprised not.
Are you okay? Wow.
Searchlights.
Oh, getting your car fixed for free.
I filed my claim with the insurance company this morning.
Yeah.
How much damage?
For mine?
Yeah.
Very minor.
No, like, did they give you like a price?
Oh, someone's coming out during some point next week.
To assess.
Yep. They're gonna
To
meet me.
assess.
They're gonna meet me at work in the parking lot, and we're gonna duke it out. And, no.
Fisticuffs.
Yeah. Gonna praise my car for me during
Put
work.
up your dukes. All right. There you go.
My goodness.
Damn.
Yep.
I got a dash cam, so. But it only goes front, but still.
Yeah, I have a
It's,
dash
it's
cam.
better
too.
than nothing.
I have a dash cam too, so
Does it go
It could-
front and back?
no, just the front.
And it records all the time your car's on?
Yeah.
What if your car's not on? Like some,
It if it's not on, it's supposed to like automatically record if it feels something like
Yeah.
jolt the car.
yeah.
That's what it says.
Hers.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. She got a little bit of fender separation there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of car is that, Joe?
That's a Pathfinder or a Rogue Pathfinder?
Pathfinder.
Yes, sir.
So you got
mine.
what? Some scratches?
Yeah, a bunch of paint scratches right here, and
Yeah. Little cracked tail light.
cracked. Oh, cracked and broken there, and
Whiplash.
cracked all the way down here.
Be like, oh, my neck.
Yeah. My neck and my back.
Surprisingly, though, no dents or anything. So I lucked out.
All right.
I want 150,000. Sell out the car for $20.
If it wasn't raining, I'd fall out of my driver's seat. Ow! Ow!
All right.
The pain.
The agony.
So that's my excitement for this week.
All right.
And that was yesterday.
I can't talk. Well, I can kind of talk.
That's
about it.
not
But
the kind
I
of
wanna
excitement
top
you
that.
want.
No,
I mean,
especially when I'm excited about. I'm just about home, and I'm sitting there, not moving,
hungry.
blinker on. I just got Wendy's.
So
I had Wendy's sitting in the passenger seat. I'm waiting to eat this thing, and this bitch has to fucking hit me. Like, great, here's a half an hour I don't get to eat.
Sean's waiting for the police eating his double stack.
motherfucker.
Just,
I actually waited.
did you?
After all that was done, and the cop gave me the sheet with her information and mine, and told me which number is the report number.
Oh.
Then he said, all right, you can go now. Then he went and talked to her for a minute, and I went, meow.
Actually picturing the cop walking by your car and
Yeah, it's like we
stopping
got
and going,
another action right afterwards.
like he's smelling pot.
You been drinking?
Be like, have you been eating Wendy's tonight, sir?
Not yet. Not because of her.
It was my intention.
I was trying. I was almost home. She probably looked at her phone for 1 second and realized, oh, I'm about to hit him straight on.
You were turning into the complex?
My car was probably slightly turned. I wasn't straight,
For an Anton.
but I wasn't at a 45-degree angle yet.
Well, I'm just trying to figure that out because there's a couple lanes there. So she didn't even have to be in the lane you were in. She could have been in the other lane.
She wasn't paying attention.
And she would have avoided this whole catastrophe.
Yeah.
People are careless.
They are.
Oh,
That's your sub pump.
I know it's the sump pump.
Doing his job.
I
Working,
didn't expect it to kick
working
on.
overtime.
Oh, sump pump putting in peasy hours.
All right.
He's probably writing it down. Sump pump putting in peasy hours.
That's right. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So at my work, we have an American flag. We put out every day, bring it in at night.
Okay.
So, and
Ignore the sump pump.
so, you know, I bring it in, I roll it up, I make sure it doesn't touch the ground.
Okay.
And then you bring it in the office, and we have like a stack of tires. I put it on the stack of tires, you know, for overnight. And the customer saw me do that. He's like, "That's disrespectful to the American flag." I'm like, "Where else you want me to put it up my ass?" I'm like, "It didn't touch the ground." I'm like, "I'm just putting it there for overnight." He's like, "I'm offended." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Why? These are American tires.
I'm like, some old guy. I'm like, "Sorry." And, I'm just bringing it in for the night, so no one steals it, because people will fucking steal it.
People would steal a flag.
Yeah,
Yes.
they steal mail. Because there's a mailbox up, like there's a building next to my building. There's a mailbox there, and they changed it because used to be like you open the drawer, put the mail in. Now
Okay.
it's just a slot.
It's a slut.
Yeah, it's a slot.
Slot.
The reason they did that, we were talking to the mailman. He's like, because people were taking like string and putting like tape or something on it and taking out mail. I'm like, why would you want like someone else's bills?
If somebody wants to pay my bills,
I know, like,
I think I might let them.
I mean, you might get lucky with like a check from grandma, but like, how you gonna like cash it if your name doesn't match the, like.
Nana's $10 check
I
came
know,
in.
like,
Cha-ching.
stealing mail. It's
Gas money.
It's a waste. So they changed the mailbox design to prevent people from stealing mail.
Weird.
I know. Like,
That's
why
weird.
Would you fucking steal mail?
It's a federal offense.
You know what it is?
Set up a camera.
Yeah. Well, this camera's
Well, they don't have to now. It's a slut.
They charge them.
Working
well, so-
overtime.
PZOs.
So the other day, I made my my coworker almost piss herself. She hands me some keys to her car. You know, some people have weird ass tape on their keychains.
They what?
They have weird ass stuff on their keychains, like bottle openers. You know, like
Okay.
this person had a straw attached to their keychain. I'm like, what the heck is a straw for? Shooting lines? And she started laughing, and like she almost lost it. I'm like, I don't know why you need an extra straw on your keychain. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thirsty. Good thing I have a straw.
Glad I was out with my keys. What if she doesn't have her keys? She shouldn't get a straw.
Oh shit.
It's like I'm better off dead squinting up Jello.
I can't imagine what. I don't know what kind of life you live if you have a straw on your keychain.
I don't know. So
You might want to reevaluate your priorities.
true.
Just saying. Aww.
Now the guy that got offended, tell him to fuck off.
Yes.
I'm so aggravated about the way people are so easily offended these days about everything.
Yeah,
That bothers you, don't look at it.
Mm.
You don't like what you're seeing?
I don't like this
Change
music.
the channel. You don't like what you hear? Turn off the radio.
Right.
It's that simple. No, I'm offended.
Oh.
Go to hell.
Oh boy, nerves.
Can't
I'm
say
sick-
Merry
I'm
Christmas.
sick of this whole politically
Happy
correct,
holidays.
correct shit
Yeah.
that everyone's already all of a sudden becoming.
I mean, did you? I'm not gonna relive it. But when I had, never mind, because I just realized it's something I shouldn't say. So never.
No. You
What's up?
gonna bite your tongue?
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go on that one.
Don't bite too hard, you get a canker.
No,
Those suck.
they sure do, Sean.
So Super Bowl's coming up less than a month.
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. What is your prediction for
Super
for
Bowl.
the two teams that were going to be there?
One's gonna win, one's gonna lose.
I sure hope one of them is the Giants because I bought a playoff shirt.
Ooh,
So it would be fantastic if they made it to the Super Bowl.
would.
Should
They
have
have
a reason
to-
to wear it.
They have to beat the Eagles this weekend. So, fingers crossed.
See,
I mean, it could. I mean, it.
I know Brady's out.
Yeah. There are quite a few teams. It's like it could go either way. I mean, I don't think anything.
Talk about that one.
I don't think any team is necessarily a juggernaut right now.
No.
You know. I mean, I believe the Vikings got completely blown out, and they were like 13 and something.
Is that guy back playing? The one
No.
that had the,
No. What the
Not
fuck
Darius.
is his name? Begins with a D.
DeMar.
DeMar. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, he's
After
no.
something like that, I think he'd be out the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think he's. I
Why
think he's
chance it?
out.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the game. It was funny. He was live tweeting last
Was he?
Sunday. Yeah, with the Bills. It's funny. He's like, "Come on, guys, I see you."
Do it for me. This one's for you.
Do it for me. Jeez.
So,
Yes, sir.
what did you think of the season 3 Mandalorian trailer.
It looks all right. I mean, honestly,
Did you see the first 2 seasons?
yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I was already gonna watch it. They don't need to trailer. They already had me.
Yeah. This
You've
is
already
the
got
way.
me. I'm already there. You
Yeah.
don't need to
That
breadcrumb me.
March 1st.
I was happy that it's March 1st.
Yeah.
It's coming up quick.
A lot of
And
stuff-
I
a lot of
just-
stuff's coming out quick.
And I just heard for those people who like Only Murders in the Building, they are filming the next season right now.
They should have waited for March 4th.
Why?
Oh. It's Saturday. Why put it out on a Wednesday?
Things usually come out like a Wednesday.
Or wait for
Yeah,
May.
but with Disney Plus, like they do it like weekly.
Yeah.
So you can't watch the entire season unless you wait.
No, you
And
can't.
then binge it. But
Or wait till May 4th.
I like how it's like, set up like that.
They have other stuff they're gonna do. I don't know.
Yeah.
That poor thing, man. I want the plumber to look at that. I am certain that sump pump shouldn't be running like that.
It's creepy
That-
to watch the tube move by itself like that. Unless
The
that's your
tube-
visitor.
The tube infuriates me because it shouldn't be that way, and I'm gonna stop talking about it because nobody else can see it, so it's not doesn't make for good.
I can tell you from this angle though,
Yeah.
there's no more pool over here.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
I'll have a peek.
Whatever
The water
happens-
is receding.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'll have a peek at it when we all get up. I'm sure. Hopefully, I don't have to run the wet vac tomorrow. Because that's going to be... I can't do that. I already have one thing to do.
Yes. That's all you can do is one thing. Even if it takes 45 minutes, that's your
have-
one thing for the day. You're booked out.
Yeah. It is.
No more
I
appointments.
can't do more than one thing.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Choose on to.
You
I
and
can't. So,
many other people look at it differently.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to break this down really quick because I know we're in now.
We're in.
Well,
like Flynn.
So,
You can go for another half hour.
well, I don't want to overload YouTube because goddamn,
You've been all right with an hour.
So, I had to do this.
What you had to do.
Well, I had to do this thing. I had to do an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, right?
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Because you have no idea. So the purpose was to look for internal bleeding because of my anemia.
All right.
So now everybody kept telling me that the prep for this procedure is the worst thing. About the procedure, and it's like one of the worst things. It's one of the worst things you go through, is what people kept telling me, and I'm like, yeah, but is it? And I was stupid because it really is awful.
Okay.
They gave me
Barium?
no. After Sunday, at a certain time, I could no longer eat, so I had to fast.
Okay.
You can't eat
And
at the midnight.
Let me tell you something. And fasting, time moves very slow. So I don't know why they call it fasting. Slowing.
Isn't there an actual joke by somebody famous with that?
I have no idea, but I'm saying it now. It's fasting and time moves slow.
Yeah.
It should be called slowing. So they gave me a 2-gallon jug of this powder shit.
Okay.
And they said, you can mix it with a flavored drink as long as it's not red, because the red dye will mess up the results.
Right.
So I have to stay away from anything red.
All right. No Kool-Aid?
No, well, I did Kool-Aid. I did purple Kool-Aid, so I did grape. My reasoning for doing grape is because I'm not, huge on grape Kool-Aid, and I didn't want to ruin a flavor I liked.
Man, I want some Kool-Aid.
I didn't want some good flavor to be associated with this horrible experience, right?
All right.
So I mixed the Kool-Aid with this drink, and I take a sip of it, and it's disgusting.
Ugh.
And it's not so much because of the Kool-Aid, it's just so much because of the drink itself.
Right.
So I tried Because I went online and I was like trying to figure out how to get through this. So
Somebody help.
yeah, so people were like, "Oh, do shots of like ginger ale or whatever soda as long as it's not red in between." So in between drinks of trying to get this, in between sips trying to get this drink down, I'm drinking Mountain Dew because I'm like, Mountain Dew's my friend.
Now, how
Oh,
much of the stuff did you have to drink?
I had to drink.
Like 10 ounces, 12 ounces?
I had to drink 2 gallons.
2 gallons?
2 gallons of this.
Oh my
Now-
god.
Damn.
Now
That's a lot.
here's where here's where my shitty horrible system actually comes in handy
Actually,
Okay.
because I don't have a gallbladder, so food doesn't really agree with me. So
fuck you,
A
food.
lot of things don't
yeah,
agree with you.
yeah. Food and me don't get along. So as a result of that, it really didn't take long before I was done. So basically, you know you're done when there's like no more color to what's coming out of your body.
Mhm.
And I know that's gross, but it is what it is. So I got 1 glass down, and I had a thing in my head I was going to do it every hour. A glass every hour I was going to try to do. And I did 1 glass, and I waited an hour, and then I got the next glass. And in between, I'm doing like little teaspoons of honey. I'm like licking honey off the teaspoon. I'm like,
Like-
oh my God.
Like Pooh Bear?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, poor honey.
Oh, bother.
Because the stuff. And Jay asked me how the drink was. And this is what I said to him, and it's the most accurate thing. I said, it's a very thin liquid, but it goes down thick. Like, it feels like you're drinking something really thick, but it's very thin. Just because of all the shit in it.
Right.
So I had an upset tummy because I'm fasting.
Slowing.
And I'm trying to drink this stupid shit. So that's why I'm trying to do the honey. So I'm like, honey didn't really help, but it was all right. So I got about 3 glasses in, and then I started to gag. And I'm like, you know what? I'm walking away. I figured I was just about at the point where I could stop anyway. So I was just like, you know what? And I have a horrible system, so I'm like, I know I'm gonna keep.
So what was the time frame? Like you had to have 2 gallons by...
The way that they wanted me to do it, I had to drink half of it, so 1 gallon, between 6 and 8 p.m.
Okay.
And then I had to get up and get the other 2 gallons down 2 hours before my surgery, before my procedure. I had to be at the hospital at 8:15. I'd have to get up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. So I said, as long as I'm, empty, for lack of a better word, I don't think that matters. So I started early in the morning, and I'm glad I did because I didn't stop until right before we left to go to the hospital.
Damn.
So I knew I was pretty good, and I only got like 3 glasses down, and I was solid. But what was funny is I was sitting there, and Jay goes, I'm trying to figure out what I can have for dinner, and I said, have whatever you want. And he goes, I don't want to eat something good in front of you. And I said, I appreciate that. So he ate something in the kitchen. I have no idea what he had to eat.
It's hiding
And
out.
then he looks at me, and he goes,
Mexican.
he goes, I'm curious about your drink. And at this point, I was done with it. So I said,
Want
it was
some?
in the fridge. So I said, well, you're welcome to have a sip of it because there's a whole jug of it in the fridge. So he goes over to the fridge and he pours a little bit in the cup and he drinks it and then goes, runs over to the sink and spits it out. And he goes, you drank 3 glasses of that shit? I said, yup. And in 2 more years, you get to too. And he went,
Damn.
So now we get to the hospital. And they check me in, and I make sure I don't have to potty again. And guess what they hand me, Sean?
Johnny.
Johnny.
Yes! They hand me a fucking Johnny. And I went, God damn it. I knew that was coming, though, because how else are they going to do it? So the nurse grabs my arm, and she tries to
Did
put
she
the...
ask for permission?
No.
No?
She puts
Oh,
the
what a
IV
bitch.
in, right?
Yeah.
Tries to.
Yeah. But I noticed it immediately, like, filling up with blood. And I'm like, I don't think that's normal. So, I mean, she was nice, but this bull, bitch of a nurse, comes over to me, grabs my arm, and goes, and she pushes down on it. And I'm like, ow. And then she goes, yeah, that's not going to work. So she grabs my arm and she gets
Ain't gonna
one.
work.
She gets one up here. But after she puts it in, she's taking her thumb and pushing and like doing that with it. And I'm like, ow, 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 ow. And she goes, don't be such a baby. And I went, you're pushing it into my hand. I was like, I don't think that's being a baby.
Let's switch roles here. Let's see.
I know. So she gets the different one in.
You should yell for someone else.
I know. I don't like you.
That's not how you insert a needle.
Nurse.
So the anesthesia lady comes over, and I look at her and I was like, oh, you and I are about to be good friends. And she goes, I'm going to make sure that you're going to sleep. And I was like, thank you. And she's like, they're going to do the endoscopy first, and then they're going to do the other thing. And then she goes, it's not uncommon for people to wake up in between because after we do one thing, we spin the table. And sometimes people wake up when the table spins. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I don't want to wake up. And she goes, but I'm going to be watching you. She's like, and if you wake up, you'll be out in a second. You won't even know you're awake. And I'm like, I think I'm going to know I'm awake.
Yeah, that's how they should do it.
Yeah.
Put you on the table.
Yeah.
Get the anesthesia. Put you under. Spin you around, and whatever ends up where the doctor is, that's where you start.
So
Spin the wheel of destiny.
they wheel me into the procedure room. More nurses come in. Like, I met a ton of people.
Hi.
But they were kind of talking amongst themselves. And then she's like, one of the nurses is like, we need you to roll over on your side. So I roll over on my side, and then the room starts spinning because I have kind of a vertigo thing. And then she's like, okay, you're going to be out in a second. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not out yet. So the doctor comes in, and he stands in front of me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, we don't need to pass the time. I was like, I should be asleep.
How's the weather?
I should be asleep now, right? And he's like, yeah, you should. And I'm like, but why am I awake?
Give me more.
So I hear myself say, why am I awake? And then nothing. So I'm asleep now. So I wake up in the recovery and my throat is dry. And the nurse looks at me. And if you are a nurse, this is the worst possible thing you could say to somebody after a procedure. She looks at me and she goes, oh, welcome back. And I went, where did I go? I said, did I die? She goes,
Welcome
not that I
back.
know of. I said, well, why are you saying welcome back? And she's like, well, you're awake. That doesn't... Yeah. You don't say welcome back to somebody. That's not
Unless
not
he just
good.
died and you brought him back.
So she's like, the doctor's going to be by. Is there anything you need? And I said, well, my throat's really dry. And she goes, I'll get you something to drink. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, martini,
Not what I had last night.
vodka, I don't know. So she's like, we have water, juice, like ginger ale. And I was like, ginger ale!
Very forceful. Yeah.
So she comes over and so I was like, it has a little straw, so I'm happy sipping it with a little straw. And I was like, I didn't know with this procedure I'd get a free ginger ale. And she's like, yeah,
Maybe that's why that person has a
Get a
straw
lollipop.
on the keychain.
I know it.
You never know. You're gonna need a straw.
Yeah.
So the doctor comes by and then he starts talking to me about the procedure. And he says, you have an inflamed stomach. He said, we biopsied it. It's very likely some kind of infection, but I won't know until I go see him for the biopsy results.
Damn.
And then he says,
Good me.
he goes, so we did the colonoscopy too. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you had a very large, like, polyp in your colon. He said you had waited a year, you would have had colon cancer.
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh, thank you. Because I almost canceled this. Because I knew why I was anemic. It's a different issue. And I almost canceled the procedure because I said, well, this is ridiculous. I know why I have the anemia. So there's no point in my going. But my dad had colon cancer. So everybody in my family kept going like, you should go, you should go. So I decided to keep the appointment, and I told him I almost canceled it, and he's like, oh, no, that wouldn't have been good for you. And I'm like, oh, great. I said, well, so I looked at him, and I was like, thank you for letting me not get cancer. And he's like, you're welcome.
Thanks, saved my life.
So he's like, you have to come back next year, and we get to do this all over again. And I was like, fun.
No.
And I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, wait, I mean...
No! God, please, no! No!
So
No!
I said, next time I'm not doing the powder. I'm not doing it.
All right. Is there another alternative?
So, yeah, you can do pills.
Oh,
But they wouldn't let me do it. But I'm going to put my foot down and be like, I'm gagging on the fucking drink. You're giving me the pill.
the
So
pill's this big. Getting
They-
on that too.
they come back to take out the IV, and we're doing all right on time. So they come back
Yes.
to take out the IV,
Right.
and she puts the little, cotton ball and tapes it down. And she's like, you can get dressed and go. So I'm like, great. So I go to get dressed. And I feel something, and I look down, and there is blood all over my hand and all over the floor.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And I went,
He
so,
does a horrible job putting it in.
so now I'm like half dressed. So I'm trying to get dressed quickly without getting blood all over my clothes. And then I poke my head out the curtain, and I'm like, excuse me. So she goes, do you need help with something? And I said, oh, we have a problem. So she comes running over, and she's like, oh, boy. And I was like,
Damn.
so I apologize. I apologized like 12 times, and I said, I'm really sorry. I got blood everywhere. I was like, if you give me like a napkin or something, I'll clean. And she's like, don't worry about it. So she changed the thing and put that on. And then I had all my clothes in a little baggie. So I said, I got blood all over the baggie. I'm sorry. And she goes,
Is there any way you didn't get blood?
we don't make patients share them. She goes, I'm going to throw that away, So I go out to
we watched
Jay.
it and we used it.
Yeah. So I go out to Jay, and we walk out to the car, and I get to the car, and I'm talking to him. And I'm like a little bit groggy, but I'm also very hungry. And I'm like...
You haven't eaten since last night.
Yeah, no, I hadn't eaten
Quick,
since
give me
Sunday.
pasta.
I hadn't eaten since Sunday. So I said, I can wait an hour and do some kind of lunch. So he's like, anything you want. Well, then I started telling him about
Myself.
how
Sorry,
they took
paid for
out.
you.
Then I started telling him about how they removed the thing, and if I'd waited, I'd have colon cancer. And he's like, Jesus Christ. And I said, and the doctor had tattooed in my colon where they removed the thing. So then Jay
You got
looks,
ink?
Tattooed it?
yeah. So then Jay looks at me and he goes, "Aw." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Kind of hoped I'd marry a woman without tattoos." And I said, "Well, you can't see it, you jerk."
Wow.
I said, "Well."
You're going to get a tattoo and ruin this temple? Come on.
Exactly. What happened?
Mm.
Something went crazy.
Oh,
Oh, it's you.
yeah, it's loose for some reason.
Well, fix it.
I was like, I touched my phone. Just a coincidence.
Well, anyway.
Anyways.
This needs to be pulled off and reconnected.
So that's my harrowing tale. I'm glad I did it. It was
I think I got it.
horrible.
All right.
I'm not looking forward to next year. He said next year, if I'm good, we can come up with some sort of schedule where I go every other, a few years and stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I was on the I was like, well, I was only going to tell certain parts, and then I'm like, well,
Gotta tell it all.
yeah, I might as well tell it all, because once you hit 45, you're supposed to have them. I said, so I don't know our demographic.
I was told 50.
No, it's 45 now.
Great.
Gee,
Sorry.
I'm about to be 46.
I'm about to be
Less than
45.
2 months.
Well, eventually your doctor's gonna say something to you.
6 months.
He hasn't said shit yet.
Excuse me, he might. So hang on one second. I don't have a moment of silence. So moment of silence for my poor water pump. So we had a winner last week?
We did. Congratulations to Andrew.
No.
Way to go,
Yes.
Andrew.
Road Trip was the movie that I quoted.
Okay. Is he your boss?
He is.
Okay. See, I remember things.
So I got to grab a card before I leave to give it to him.
All right.
So I don't forget.
Fantastic.
That one's cool. It saves you a stamp.
I know, right?
Just
And he gets it right away the next day.
I know. He'll have it.
get it
hand-
Monday. He has Saturdays off.
Right in the hand.
Oh, you never know if he pops in.
Well,
The old
hey.
pop in. I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by.
Yeah.
It's like,
So,
I
do
was
you have
neighbor-
one for this week or no?
I do.
All right.
It's worth one gift card.
One gift card.
Are you ready?
I am.
You ready?
Couldn't be
Sean?
aim already.
Okay. You'll be less ready.
I'm colonoscopy ready.
All right. I find you unacceptable. If I didn't fear incarceration from human authority figures, I would apply a sufficient amount of pressure to your blunt skull as to cause it to collapse.
Wow.
Comment below.
That's a
I like how you're finding these dark ones.
violent entry.
Is it?
It is.
All right.
All right.
Thank God it's Friday!
That's the wrong theme. Wow.
Hey, he's right though. Plus, that helps me with what I was gonna say on my sign off.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next time. We don't see you through the week. We'll see you through the window.
Woo!
Have a great weekend. Rest in peace, David Crosby.
Ah.
Passed away.
Have a good everything. And for
Excuse me.
those of you that look forward to my segments, I'm starting a new one today. I'm doing the reviews for movie and TV. Today's movie is Dragnet.
Classic.
And rest in peace, water pump. Water heater.
You can check out the audio version on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher,
Stitcher.
Google Play, Audible.
Here,
Anchor.
Anchor,
Spotify.
Spotify.
Amazon Music.
Hey!
There you go.
All right. All the whoring done.